Welcome to the Salty Chip Podcast, where you're always coming back for more, with your hosts Mackenzie and Isaac.
Okay, welcome to Real Housewives of Miami Reunion Part 1 recap. So the seating arrangement is obviously very important. So closest to Andy from the left side, we have Stephanie, then it goes Lisa, then Gertie, then Adriana. And then on the right side, we have Alexia, Larsa, Julia, Marisol, and Kiki. So the two girls that are closest to Andy are Stephanie and Alexia.
You know, whoever it is, they're probably like, yes.
I know for
Right
Stephanie's first season being right next to Andy.
Yeah. You know, definitely with her, like at the start of the season, wasn't really sure about her, you know, but then as it went on, you like her more. She definitely grows on you.
She's a good housewife. I think he called her Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
She's a good housewife because she will be in your face, call it as it is. Mm-hmm. She doesn't mind like going toes with people, but also doesn't mind making up with people.
Very witty, you know.
Yeah. And she has tons of money.
Yeah, she got that part on
That
lock.
is always a great housewife aspect when you have lots of wealth to flaunt, and we get to see, you know, how the other side lives. So the set that they're on is inspired by a Miami rooftop bar vibe. And the reunion actually starts off with a shot of tequila. So they have never done that at the beginning.
Well, no, I think he said they only do it for Miami because they've done it every time.
Oh.
But they don't do it for any other reunions they do.
Oh,
But
so it's
Miami,
only
I guess
Miami.
the first one they like did that because Miami's like very party.
Yeah.
And so they like kept it going.
Oh, okay.
Which is dangerous for a reunion shoot.
Yeah.
Of, like, you know, Jersey, they'd probably kill each other if they started with a shot.
Oh my God. I think Jersey, they actually had to switch to no alcohol.
Yeah. They're like, no alcohol in a 200-foot perimeter of this building.
Like even
and we're breathalyzing you when you come in.
Even the cheersing at the end is like alcohol free.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's definitely like a very unique Miami thing.
And so it starts off with Alexia and Todd. They are no longer together.
Thank God.
And you know Marisol is happy about that one.
And supposedly she's actually like fully blocked him on everything, so he's not going to weasel back in. You hope not, you know? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Like, please no.
And then it goes to Gertie and Dr. Nicole. They had a scene, and Andy said that was a really big hit amongst the viewers. And I think a lot of people do want Dr. Nicole to like come back in some way.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then basically the first episode, it gets into a lot of Gertie and Julia and their whole feud with the water throwing situation, the text message scandal.
That was a big one with the water throwing thing, and how like for the text message thing, everyone was like, oh my God, clutching their pearls, like this is so bad. Mm-hmm. But then like no one said anything when Gertie's like dripping wet with water because Julia threw it on her. So they're like, what's the deal with that? Like, why were y'all like so up in arms about the text? But then with the water getting a drink thrown on her, it's like nobody make a peep, you know?
And so Julia says she thinks that the women will support her in private, but when it's anything public, it's like silence.
Yeah.
And she feels just like no one's really on her team. So then we hear Julia apologize. I think Andy said it was the 6th time now to Gertie, and Gertie still... she just doesn't like Julia, I think is basically the thing. Like, she still is like, that's great you're apologizing, but like, you did these things, you hurt me, I don't care. And all the other ladies said, Gertie, we feel for you with the water being thrown on you, but you never stood up for any one of us in past seasons when water or drinks had gotten thrown on us.
And they ran the clips of it showing Gertie running off.
Yeah,
no one
and it's
saying
true.
anything.
Gertie did not support or stand up for one other girl any other time that water or a drink were thrown on them.
Yeah.
So every other girl had already been through this situation, right? it was the first time for Gertie. She reacted the way she did, and the women didn't react that much because they've already been through it, and Gertie offered nothing to them.
Like at this point, it's not like a shocking thing to have a drink thrown on you.
Basically. That's basically what they're saying is like, it's pretty normal to have a drink thrown on you in this group, and we've all had it happen, and you were nowhere to be found, so I don't know what you're expecting from us.
Cut it with the, I can't believe no one did anything. I would have done it. Well, we have proof of you not doing it.
And
she tried to say she said something, and they were like, no, you didn't. And even she was like, run the clip, and they ran it, and it was like,
she ran away. She didn't say one thing. Yeah. And also, Gertie displaying the text messages and everything. They did pan to a scene where Julia was in the background freaking out about it. And Marisol goes, well, yeah, that's why we don't throw things on people. Yeah. It's because things like this start happening. You know, people retaliate and do things. So, like, don't do that. And so the girls did stand up for Gertie. We maybe didn't see it as much as we thought we should have.
It wasn't as like, it wasn't in that moment. I think was like what she was kind of trying to be more upset about. You know, it was more like afterwards in private, like, dude, this is why you don't do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So then after, you know, both women, Gertie and Julia, are apologized for, you know, the 6th time already. Andy says, okay, well, things aren't going to be mended today. We are going to move on. So then they move on to Stephanie. So Stephanie Soji is the new housewife, and she had a very vibrant first season.
Yeah, I'd say it was a good first season for sure. Yeah. You know, nothing too crazy, like, wild or bad against her, you know, but she got to stand out and sort of fit right in, you know?
Right. And so there was a huge rumor going on. Honestly, I think Tamra maybe started it on her podcast. That's where I heard it from, at least. That Stephanie was her husband, is it Mossad?
Something like that, but I don't know how to pronounce his name.
So she was the husband's wife's assistant. And she stole
the husband
from the wife.
And took her whole life.
And that's why she wants, you know, to renovate the house so that, like, it cannot be, you know, recognizable. Yeah. So she says that rumor is absolutely false. She has never met the wife. Yeah. She doesn't know her. They
obviously know of each other, but not like they've met and are personal and all that. Was working for her and stole her husband.
I think they met either at a restaurant or coffee shop, I read, and that Moussad's assistant came over to Stephanie and said, hey, do you want to go to dinner or something with this guy? And she's like, who is he? He's old. Ew. And the guy was like, he'll take you anywhere you want and give you everything you want. And then Stephanie was like, okay. So that's kind of what I heard how they met. Yeah. She never left his side since. And then I also heard that she changed her last name to Moussad's last name before they even got married. That's funny.
She was like, I am locking this down as fast and hard as I can. Yeah. I'm not giving this up.
Yeah. So whether that's true or not, I thought, oh, that's kind of funny. I could see it. It's in her personality, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And I think she did. So she is a triplet, right? She has two
I know she has
sisters.
the sisters. I didn't. Oh, so I think her sisters are twins. Okay. I don't think she's a triplet.
So she has twin sisters, but she is not in the twin group.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think she was not speaking to any of her twin sisters, but now she's speaking to one of them.
She said she was emailing one of them, but then kind of said on the reunion it's really not in a good spot, and you know, she's like, I hope they kind of watch the show and can see that I'm not I don't hate them, you know.
And then I thought Stephanie had a good first season. I thought, you know, a lot of people didn't like how much she talked about her wealth and, you know, the things that she has. But
she was laying it on really thick the first few episodes. Mm-hmm. And then it did kind of with the plane ride being 30,000 or whatever, that did get blamed on her saying it, but I think it was someone else said that.
I think Larsa
Yeah,
said it.
she never actually said it, but it definitely was the first couple episodes. It was like, we get it, you're rich, you know? But then it seemed like she really tapered off and didn't, you know?
Yeah. So I like her. I hope that, I'm sure we will see her back. I hope that we do.
I think so, for sure.
And then Andy switches over to Lisa, and Lisa being late, and she says that she's working on it.
She's like, this show has helped me so much. Like, I finally understand that I'm late. And he's like, this is your 4th season. It took you forever, you know,
to realize that.
Yeah. Like, so I guess you didn't watch the first 3 or something.
And then she goes on to say how intense it was for her to go through divorce on the show, and that she never got like the time by herself to work through any of it. And that she still pressures Jody to marry her.
That's what's so funny. She's like, I never got the time to work through my divorce, but Jody, my finger is very lonely.
I know, yeah. She's just like so ready to jump right back into it.
Yeah.
And so, and her and Jody, you know,
seems like they're going good,
Yeah.
you know, still going strong.
they could get engaged. Whether they get married or not, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, she puts it on so hard. Like, even on the reunion, she, like, shows her hand like she's trying to show that they are engaged. They're like, wait, you're engaged? She's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, well, why did you just do that?
Yeah, it was so confusing. Everyone was like,
yeah, it was like,
she's like, no, it's just like,
do you just like my ring?
Come on, Jody. Come on, Jody. Put it on my finger.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And then Andy asked her because, you know, she used surrogacy for her kids. So Andy went and asked, hey, did it hurt your feelings, Martina's comment that surrogacy should be illegal? And
she's like saying it's immoral.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. And she said, you know, everyone has the right to their opinion, but I do think that she should have taken it down. And that
Julia like really stood up and was like, yeah, trust me, we had plenty of fights about that, and that's not my opinion at all. And I told her she should not be saying that. So like Julia definitely was like, you know, I get why you're upset about that, and like I would be too, but trust me, I don't think that. I don't control Martina. You know, if she thinks that, that's what she thinks.
Yeah. And then it kind of pans into talking about Julia and Martina and the boys, and that they have godfathers, as we saw on the show. It was the 2 guys in Europe that are their godfather.
The like guys that White Lotus
White
was
Lotus
like based
guys.
after. They're like Italian villa on the ocean.
Yeah. But no godmother, and that Adriana wasn't even a contender. And Adriana was very hurt by this because they were best friends. In Julia's first season, everyone thought that they were hooking up.
A little too close. They were like, something's going on between them.
Yes, they were very flirtatious and very handsy, more than just friends.
Yeah.
And Julia leaves us with a bomb drop. So her and Adriana did hook up that first season.
Yeah.
And all of us were right.
And she's like bringing that up to say like, that's why it's so like intense between us, and why like
the friendship won't work anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which exactly.
And things weren't going well with Martina at that time with Julia, and she was very interested in Adriana, and then Adriana freaks out and is like denying it.
Yeah, you can tell she's totally caught off guard that she threw it out there.
100%. And she said that they even hooked up while they were.
She made it sound like
at the Versace mansion when they stayed there.
Yeah,
for
she
that
made
little
it sound like they
vacation.
probably were hooking up for months. Like
I
whenever
think
they
so.
did stuff, they'd like fool around or whatever, you know.
So they were giving each other massages and
Yeah.
flirting, and they would kiss. They would kiss on the show.
Yeah.
You know.
They were definitely doing way more than what you do with your friend.
Yeah.
You know?
So that is going to be probably most of the meat for part 2 for the reunion.
For sure. That's going to definitely be crazy.
Yep. So stay tuned.